All right, here it is, Update Week, where we're checking in with some of the people that made the biggest impressions on us here in the past, 6 months or so. This goes back to a conversation we had last summer. Angela is looking for a second date update, and we're going to see if we can make that happen for her. Hi, Angela. Welcome.
Hey.
Hey.
So how'd you meet Corey?
I met him online, like you meet everybody.
Anymore.
Right?
Some people are content to just have relationships online.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like to meet in person eventually.
And what'd you do on that first meetup?
Well, we had a date. We had an actual really great date, and that's why I'm so confused.
What'd you guys do?
We went out to dinner. We went to a restaurant, like a really nice restaurant, and we talked. We had a cocktail, and then we had some apps, and then we had dinner. And I mean, I'm not going to take you through the whole meal, but like we had a really great time. And we had chatted online for a while before we went out, and we'd both been through breakups recently, and we talked about that. And I don't know. We had a great time, unless I'm insane.
Which I don't know. You never know these days.
How could you not have a good time with a cocktail, apps, dinner?
All the good stuff.
Even if you don't want to see the person again, you got to admit, that was a pretty fun date.
Yeah, I mean, I know my breakup is definitely over, but I think he might still have some feelings for his ex.
Oh,
you
What's
think?
worrying me.
Yeah.
And what made you think that?
Well, I just could tell by the way he talks about her. I'm just not 100% sure he's over it.
Is he super angry, or did he talk about her affectionately?
He's not super angry at all. That would be a turnoff for me. He just... We didn't, delve into the recent breakups at dinner. It wasn't a huge conversation, but he seemed a little sad. And the rest of the time, we talked about our families and our jobs and our childhoods, and we both like to travel, and we like to play golf. And it was just this moment of, I don't know, just he seemed sad. And the rest of the time, he didn't. But we did have quite a bit of alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Even people who, there have been, I'm not at this point now in my life, but in the past, I have, even though I'm over a person, I might have felt bad about the way things ended.
Right.
And wished I had an opportunity to.
You should have gone differently.
Yes.
Regrets.
Apologize.
Yeah.
Same. Breakups are hard.
Yeah. No question.
Now, is it one of those that in the moment when the breakup was happening, you wanted to apologize, but just your pride wouldn't let you or something wouldn't let you?
No,
or
I just didn't see
hindsight?
it. It was in hindsight.
Yeah.
Because I had my head so far up my you-know-what, or I was just so consumed with my
Your
own
own stuff.
thing that I wasn't cognizant of the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And if I could go back and do it differently,
Right.
I would.
Yeah.
Plus age. I find that, too, when you're younger, it's one of those things where I feel like when I'm younger, I probably tolerated way more crap from somebody than I deserved sometimes.
Right.
And sometimes it would be nice to have that moment of, that person being like, I realized I treated you like crap. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean necessarily that you're not over that person. So I'm just speculating.
Right.
I wonder if maybe that might have been the source of the sadness you thought you were detecting, Angela.
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, maybe I should have asked him about it. But I just didn't know. It was the first time I'd met him. I don't know what I did wrong, really.
How'd the date end?
Well, we ended up back at his place.
Oh, well.
Oh,
So,
you worked it out.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. We had a great time. I spent the night, and I don't feel bad about that. We had a really good time. And we talked. We both asked for consent. It was really lovely. And what happened after that was great. But, also, I looked for pictures. I scoped the place out. I'm a cynical woman in 2024, and there weren't pictures of his ex. And I thought that was a good sign.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what was a little weird. When it was over, I kind of think he might have been crying.
Oh, God.
Oh,
At the
wow.
date?
Really? After the sex?
Yes. Not sobbing. I kind of heard maybe sniffles and maybe a couple of little gasps, like he was trying to hide it. And I don't know. I didn't know what to do. I've never had somebody cry after having sex with me for the first time before.
You sure he wasn't having like an allergy attack or something?
No, I'm not sure, you guys. If I were sure, I wouldn't be calling the radio. I am at a loss.
Yeah, he may have been going through something that night. I don't know.
Or, there are instances where the sex is so good that, you just, it's just something to cry about.
Just ask any of Jen's exes. They'll tell you.
Exactly. I made more men cry than you could.
It's
really.
so beautiful.
I mean, I love that you're putting it that way because my insecurities have been like, you've gotten so bad at sex that you've made a man cry.
No.
That's funny.
Yikes.
I'm sure that's not
That's
it.
great.
Although if it is.
Oh, jeez.
If it is, now the radio will know.
Well, why don't we take a break? When we come back, we'll call Corey and see what he has to offer. See what light he can shed, and if there's any chance of a second date with Angela as Second Date Update continues. A lot of people meet online, and sometimes those relationships sort of get stuck in this purgatorial hold online where they never actually meet in person, but they went on a proper dinner date, cocktail, apps, main course, back to his place.
Yeah.
And had what might have been a very moving experience for Corey because she sensed that he might have shed a tear or two after they
did that.
So was he just going through something that night that he didn't want to share, or was the experience with Angela so moving that he couldn't contain himself?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anything's possible.
Well, we're going to call
kids.
Corey and do a little fishing and try to find out. You ready, Angela?
I am ready.
All right, let's call him up.
Hello.
Hey, Corey, it's Jeff and Jen at Q102. How are you, man?
Jeff and Jen.
From the radio show. Do you listen to Q102 ever?
Yeah.
Well, we're on from 6 to 10. Do you ever listen from 6 to 10 in the morning?
Yeah, I do on my commute to work.
Well, that's us.
Look at that.
Have you ever heard a feature we do on the show called Second Date Update?
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh.
It's your lucky day,
yeah,
Corey.
Oh, no.
So you know who we talked to?
Well, I've only been on one date recently, so it's probably Angela.
It was Angela.
Man.
And she likes you.
Mm-hmm.
She had nothing but great things. I don't think she had any negatives, really. You sound like a great guy.
Yeah, no, she's fantastic. I got to be honest, I wish I'd met her at a different time.
Really?
Yeah. No, I really enjoyed my time with her. She's a great woman, and we had a great time together. I can't say anything more about it. I mean, it's just,
Why do you say you wish you met her at a different time, considering the fact that you met her online, which would lead one to believe that you were open to pursuing a relationship? I know you guys went through breakups recently. Has the ex come back into your life?
No, not at all. No, it's just that, listen, I mean, you're right. I was on the dating app, and I was looking, and that's honest. I was trying. And, if I was in a different place, I just realized after being with her, I mean, we had a great time. But after sex, I just knew I wasn't ready. To be honest, I felt awful about it. Like I was cheating on my ex, which is ridiculous. And then, I felt bad about that. And then I felt bad for Angela because, afterwards I just felt like I wasn't fully, there anymore.
Present.
Yeah. Just,
How long ago was the breakup, can I ask?
Yeah, it's not that long ago, but it's long enough. I don't know, 2 months, 2.5 months.
So it's still fairly fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you just try to move on, and you're just trying to, live happily, and you don't normally meet great people on dating apps the first go.
Right.
You figured you were easing yourself in, and the first couple might be a little.
Yeah, we'll just have dinner with a couple women, and just conversation to see how things go. And I mean, Angela and I have great chemistry, so everything was very effortless. It just, I think it moved too fast. Maybe I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out my feelings. And then I was embarrassed too, and so I hadn't reached out to her. I just don't know what to say.
You were in a shame cycle.
Jenn.
Is it a shame cycle or a shame spiral?
Well, a shame spiral where it just keeps, like, everything just keeps compounding.
Yeah.
It's like first you feel shame that you had sex with her because of the guilt of the ex, and then the guilt of not being
fully present
right
for
with that,
Angela.
and then you just kind of back away because you're so ashamed, and then time goes by, and then you're ashamed that you didn't call
Follow up,
and
right.
now you're probably ashamed that you're having to admit all of this on the radio in front of hundreds of thousands of people. Your family members and friends are probably listening. Maybe even your ex is hearing it.
Okay.
Oh,
How does he get out of it? Just hang out. At this point,
No. We're going to help you out of it.
We are
Corey.
totally going to help you out.
Because
we're going to make it all
here's
better.
what I want you to think about. Do you think that you could be at a place where you are truly open to being present for someone new, not necessarily Angela, maybe Angela, not necessarily Angela, whatever amount of time that takes?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself eventually becoming open to someone new?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know how long that takes.
Yeah.
It seems like every time is different, but...
And I'm going to ask you another personal question, not to put you on the spot, but who broke up with who?
Yeah. Did you do the dumping or did you get dumped?
This was actually very a mutual breakup. There was just too many differences for too long.
Right.
Too many things ignored on both sides. So this is a very fortunate breakup that it was mutual.
That's heart-wrenching.
It is.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I remember too, like the first time that when you're with somebody for so long, or like when you're in a relationship like that, and the first time you hook up with somebody else afterwards, it does feel a bit like different, where you're just like, what just happened? That sometimes is really challenging.
Sometimes it's easier when one of them was a real a-hole.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the break is easier. But when it's mutual and you're deciding that there's just, you really care about the person, but there's just too many differences, those are the worst.
Yeah.
Hey, Corey, we got Angela on the line. You mind saying hi?
Hey.
Hey.
Sorry.
That's a lot, Angela.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah. I'm actually having a lot of feelings about my own breakup that I don't even know if I had. Well, I mean, thank you for saying all that. I guess, but also, I wish you could have told me. But also, yeah, I really get all of that, and I wish we'd met at another time too.
And the door is open when that. I don't know how to say it.
You don't want to make any guarantees, but...
Can you guys be friends?
Yeah.
Can you be friends? Can you, hang out as
I don't know.
friends?
They both seem so tender, and
I know.
I just like them so much.
I know.
If it's available to you, and I hope it is, if your plan doesn't cover it, if there's a way to maybe talk to someone that can help you process all this stuff related to the breakup.
Oh, are you asking if either of us is in therapy? I definitely have a therapist.
Oh, well, that's good. Yeah, and Corey, I don't know if you're seeing anyone, but would you be open to that to help you process all of the stuff,
The things.
from that breakup that would help you move on?
I thought I could handle it for a while on my own, but I think it might be a good idea. It might help. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you two can get together and compare your notes from your therapist. There are people in therapy in this room that share notes from their weekly visits. And I think it's
That's true.
really interesting and fun to discuss.
I think therapy is one of the most self-indulgent forms of self-care you can do.
Because you just sit there and just talk about yourself.
My favorite subject.
Yes.
But the epiphanies that you have
Oh.
are just so eye-opening that you're like, "Oh, I'm so glad I am talking to you. This has been great."
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I like that.
we appreciate you coming on Second Date Update. I really enjoy talking to you both, and we wish you both the best of luck. And you guys have each other's contact info, so if you ever decide you want to get together as friends or, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Or just coffee.
Hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that'd be great.
that sounds good.
Okay, so that was back in June. And, man, I'll tell you what, that couple, lot of couples from last summer really stuck with me, but this is another one, especially just because they seem like great people. They were going through something similar. Curious to see whatever happened to them.
It was just a timing issue.
Oh, my gosh.
I mean, it felt like everything was great except the timing.
Fast forward to today. I am so stoked to welcome back Corey and Angela to the Jeff and Jen Morning Show. Welcome to Second Date Update Week, you guys.
Hi, guys.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hi.
Now you're gonna throw us a curveball and say you're not together?
I'm going to break your hearts.
No!
Oh, stop.
They're both on the phone. Come on.
It's a good sign.
Now we know you guys have to at least be friends, yes?
Oh,
At
yeah.
least.
Yeah.
Would you say you are more than friends?
Absolutely, more than friends.
Nice.
So what has happened since the last time we spoke?
Well,
You want to tell?
No, go ahead. You tell them.
Okay, so after I humiliated myself on the radio to ask a guy I had
You
slept
did
with,
not humiliate
you did
yourself.
not.
I mean, I did. My feelings were a little embarrassed. So I didn't follow up with him ever, but I did go back to therapy. And as it turned out, he went to therapy too. So there was a lot of soul searching. And as it happened, and I didn't know this till afterwards, we both decided separately, because we weren't in touch, that it would be great to go on a solo trip to Europe. And because neither of us is that imaginative, we both decided Paris would be a cool place to go.
Oh, my gosh.
The best thing that ever happened to me. So we're both wandering through Paris when who do we run into but each other?
Get out.
It feels like Sex and the City when she ran into.
That's
No
right.
way.
No. She's on the street and Big
Yes.
pulls up next to her in the car.
Yes.
Are you kidding
And they
me?
miss each other. A meet cute. Isn't that
Well-
what it's called?
But didn't she also run into the other guy too?
Oh, she saw Aiden and
Aiden.
when they were away. Where were they, in
It
Egypt
was
or
in one
something?
of the movies. That was
They
in
were
the movies.
at the spice market.
Yes.
Yeah, she ran into
Oh,
Aiden.
my God.
Yep. This happened.
You ran into each other in Paris?
It's a really
kidding.
small
On
world.
We ran into
Backpacking.
each other in Paris.
Wow.
And it was kind of, I don't really know the Sex and the City references, but I definitely am a huge Before Sunrise fan, and so is he. And we both were just like, okay, here you are. What the heck is happening? And so, yeah.
You know, it's like that shock when you see something in a place you don't expect it. Like You're like, I didn't put that there, you know. And then when you see a person like that in a different continent, you're like, wait a minute. There's a part of you you're like, wait a minute, I know you. Oh my goodness, wait, you're not supposed to be here. What are you doing here? You know?
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah.
Completely
So
magic.
We've
cool,
just been hanging
though.
out ever since.
What's that?
We've just been hanging out ever since.
Oh, just hanging out, like as friends? Or
Oh, no.
No.
Not as
Yeah, I mean, when something like that happens, you do have to believe that, the universe or whatever you want to call it has conspired to bring the two of you to. That's got to be one of those, okay, this is meant to be happening for some reason, and we've just got to go with it.
Serendipity.
Yes.
That's like that other movie.
right. That is,
Yeah.
I love that movie.
That's what this feels
Oh,
like
my
a little
God.
bit. Before
Wow.
Sunrise, Serendipity.
Yep.
Yeah, it was just really easy. It wasn't right the first time, and it was really right the second time.
Oh, I love
Wow.
it. I love it.
This is so cool.
Yeah,
Man alive.
that's interesting. That's a huge sign. That would just smack me upside the head and
Yeah.
go, okay, this is meant to be.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wow.
Maybe one day you guys will be doing all kinds of fun stuff together, and the wedding and the babies, and your first kid's going to be named Paris because that's where you re-met.
So, I mean, how immediate so you're in Paris. Was it like, oh, you went to dinner and then you went your separate ways, but had each other's number and just caught up a couple of more times? Or were you like stuck together like glue for the rest of the trip?
Yeah, it was a lot of glue.
So, yeah.
I love it.
Met up for coffee. Like it just kind of fell back into easy, charismatic, situation. We're talking, and then I said, yeah, I could really go for a glass of wine. I mean, and she's like, well, yeah, we're in France. And it's like, okay.
We're in
So-
Love
France.
it.
Then it turns out, the hotels we're staying at aren't too far from each other, a few blocks, and it's like, what? How is it possible?
Yeah.
So,
That's
Wow.
fate, my friend.
Yeah.
yeah.
While we're on the subject, I want to put it out there to the listeners, too. Shoot us an email or maybe put something up on Facebook where people can weigh in and just say, like, what, have you ever experienced a serendipitous occasion like this?
Mm-hmm.
Where, you ran into somebody by chance, or an unlikely meetup or coincidence that completely changed the trajectory of your life, whether it be related to relationships or whatever.
Yeah, that happened to our friend Kevin. We went down to whatever the food festival was at the time at Newport on the Levee, like Seafood Fest or whatever.
Yeah.
And he ran into some girl that he had dated previously. And now they're like together and have been together and built a house together.
Oh, wow.
And all that same kind of stuff. We just ran into her down at Newport on the Levee.
But you know what, Corey? You said it, though, the last time we spoke. Timing is everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Truly.
So happy for you both. Thank you so much